The words of Kebroseth echo within Kaimon's mind. He glances at the mummy's hand, held by Grey Spike, and decides it best to wait for the opportune moment. In the name of Paleonysis, the divine voice, be healed! He holds his holy symbol aloft and places his hand on Eumelia's hip. A pleasant sensation runs through Eumelia, and she feels some of her vigor return. Eumelia nods. Yes, that feels better. Kaimon says, I have fulfilled my end of the deal. Now give me the hand. Eumelia replies, Grey Spike, you shall keep hold of the hand for now. You are the strongest, and until we escape, it is your charge to guard. As you say, mistress, I shall protect the hand. Eumelia finds a strap pouch in the workshop and affixes it at the warrior's waist with the hand secured inside. As she does so, the voice of Bontus the alchemist drifts up from the drain in the floor. Such a peculiar circumstance you three are in. Will you make your way free of the bowels of Karaq's lair? Will you find yourself in yet another prison? Eumelia glares down at the grated section of the floor. In her mind replays the image of Bontus melting into an ooze-like form to escape Grey Spike's grasp. Keep your musings to yourself, Bontus. Our freedom is at hand. I think you shall find freedom is not as you expected. So says the man lying amongst the waste. Oh, even the lofty eagle buries his beak into a stinking carcass every now and again. Well, just stay out of our way. This is a most interesting night. Kaimon says to his allies, Time is working against us. We must fight now. The three companions nod to each other and head back to the eastern guard post. Eumelia draws 2 elixirs from her apron. She hands one to Grey Spike. Drink this, and you shall have the swiftness of a tiger. He removes the stopper and drinks down the sharp-tasting liquid. Eumelia drinks her own potion, which shall protect her from acid-inflicted wounds. Ready, everyone. This is our moment. This is the crucible. The party members share a final glance before entering into the fray. Now! Grey Spike throws the door wide open. The 3 men at the top of the massive stairway prepare to receive the escape attempt. Grey Spike dashes forward with preternatural speed. Juchi and the second guardsman loose their crossbow bolts. The bolts strike the wall several paces behind Grey Spike. He vaults forward faster than anyone can believe. Kaimon follows soon behind. As he ascends the steps, he chants a mystical phrase. A surge of speed enters his body, and he rushes forward even faster. Eumelia and the 2 freed prisoners climb the stair as best they can. Rapaz descends a section of the stairway. His face is hidden behind a glowering mask helm. He takes a strong grip on his poleaxe. Juchi takes careful aim at the iron-clawed warrior flying up the stairs. The bolt catches Gray Spike's boot and pins him in place. The guardsman fumbles with his crossbow. Gray Spike feels the icy rage scream underneath his calm exterior. He tries to tear himself free. He rips the bolt from his boot and continues ahead. Rapaz's poleaxe swings to meet him. The axe's blade clangs against metal scales that cover the Kashari's limbs, wearing him down only slightly. Gray Spike's fists smash against bands of steel. Rapaz grunts but holds his ground. The other allies continue their slow ascent. Rapaz hefts his mighty weapon against the Kashari berserker, attempting to shove him over the edge. Gray Spike's feet grind backwards on the steps. He feels his heels passing over the edge. He slips onto the stairs and barely catches himself. Rapaz presses his assault. Gray Spike holds on tightly to the ground. Juchi loads a bolt with a glass tip filled with acid and takes aim at a clear target, Kayamon. The Dark Scholar screams in pain as glass and burning acid tear into his skin. The guardsman follows up his ally's attack. The bolt strikes the robed Kashari, puncturing cloth, skin, flesh. Blood weeps from the wound. Kayamon begins to breathe heavily. Gray Spike leaps to his feet like a panther. His iron fists rain upon his opponent. Metal slams and scrapes against metal. Rapaz staggers for just a slight moment, grunting in pain, but he remains a steadfast sentinel.
Betrayer, you have chosen your own doom!
Kayamon sees no other way than forward. He sprints up the steps a ways farther, then calls upon the power of his dark patron, Kebraseth. He invokes a phantasm in the mind of Juchi. In Juchi's mind, he sees the platform he stands upon begin to crumble and break away. Ah! He screams in terror. Eumelia and the two others continue their slow climb up the great stairway. Rapaz growls at Gray Spike and again attempts to throw him off the stairs. Gray Spike begins to slide backwards. The transmuted warrior plummets down, and lands in a pool of acid with a terrible splash. "No!" shrieks Eumelia. An icy dread creeps into Kayamon's heart. In a panic, Juchi comes rushing down the stairway. "Run! Run!" He screams as the platform and stairs collapse behind him. Rapaz's moment of triumph is cut short by his ally bumping into him from behind.
What are you doing? Get back there!
Run! The guardsman is confused and looks around, concerned that the platform is going to give way. After looking and looking, he finds that nothing is amiss. Kayamon is seriously wounded, but his options are limited. He conjures his spectral warrior and commands an attack. The ghostly lance strikes Rapaz with a blasting force. The axeman does not fling from the edge of the stairs, but catches himself just before the fall.
What in the hell was that?
Eumelia then produces her flask of grease and tosses it with all her strength. It smashes onto the steps just in front of Rapaz. He pulls himself to his feet and steps cautiously forward. His boots step onto the slippery surface. The fleeing Juchi continues onwards, then steps onto the grease slick. He goes sliding down the stairs and slams into Rapaz from behind. The force knocks his comrade over. The guardsman, puzzled as he is, reloads his crossbow and takes aim at the Kashari in the crimson robe. The bolt buzzes right past Kaimon's head. He responds by conjuring his spirit warrior. The specter's strike knocks the guardsman backward with a tremendous force. Over the edge he sails, then splashes into a large pool of acid below. Kaimon steps backwards amongst his allies. Eumelia draws the essence of ether and lobs it at the two armored warriors. The iron jar smashes open amongst the grease-laden steps, pouring out foul fumes. Juchi falls unconscious from the poison. Rapaz stands up and attempts to sprint down the stairs. He comes rushing downwards, just within striking distance of Eumelia. Kaimon looks at the armored warrior, then at Eumelia, then to the great acid pit where his master's hand fell.
You should have given me the hand, foolish woman!
The Kashari touches the alchemist.
By the might of Kebroseth, king of the sunken pyramid, I take back the boon that I gave you.
Eumelia feels the wound in her hip reopen, whilst Kaimon savors the restoring vigor. Eumelia's heart pounds with anger and fear. She draws a flask and smashes it open at Rapaz's feet. The swirling mist overwhelms the axeman, and he falls into a drugged slumber. Eumelia vaults ahead, then casts a glare at Kaimon.
You poisoned the mind of Grey Spike, made him to believe he had a wife, a child, a past, that you would help him remember all. It was a lie!
It was no lie! I was here the day Lord Karaq's men dragged Grey Spike in and laid him on the transmuting table.
I do not trust a thing you say.
Nor I you. And thus, at a mutual mistrust, the party climbs upwards, shoving the unconscious high guards over the edges as they move. They reach the upper platform and step into the corridor that leads to the lower den of the Palace of Karaq.